When LeBron James decides he's retiring, it is coming with trumpets blaring, Adam Silver by his side, and he is going on a state-by-state, coast-to-coast tour so that everyone can acknowledge how great he was and give him a parting gift and thank him for his amazing contributions to the NBA.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
The future of the prediction markets, I think, at least for now, may be in the hands of the federal courts. But the good news for those who support prediction markets is that these court battles may last for another 2 to 3 years before we get clarity around the law. And nominee Seelig was handpicked by Donald Trump, not because he was neutral on prediction markets, but because he would do nothing to slow it down.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
He's the fan favorite. They love talking about Stafford, the 38-year-old guy. He's the Super Bowl champ. We got the family. Any opportunity to pump McVay and Stafford as a team, they do that. They love this team. They love Aaron Donald, and rightfully so. Best defensive player, but they love to pump up Stafford.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
And welcome in. It is In-Game Live Game Day here on a wild, wonderful Wednesday evening. Scott Wetzel and Gabriel Morency for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern Time, analyzing, watching, and more importantly, betting on the world of sports. Out a nice little plate of action tonight. We got some college basketball games, some good games, in fact, going on. Some starting in a little bit. We got NBA, we got NHL, and a little NFL, and a little golf preview as well with all our guests. We got Paul Bovey, from VegasInsider.com. Nick Camity from ZoneCoverage.com, and then our good buddy Cam Stewart with all the golf plays later on this evening. So a lot to get to, but before we do, it is game time. What's betting you off tonight, Gabe?
Countdown to the Olympics, Scott, is on, and the big story of the week has been the international ice size, and everybody is flipping out because we're like 3.5 feet, 4 feet short than what an NHL rink actually is. Yeah, where were these people freaking out when we're not playing on an Olympic-sized rink to begin with? This whole thing has been bastardized anyways. And for the record, we looked it up. The Boston Garden, 9 feet shorter. All right? Old school Boston Garden was actually 9 feet shorter than a regulation NHL rink. So, we survived playing games in the Boston Garden for 75 years. I think we can survive playing with 3.5 feet shorter in Italy for 10 days.
Yeah, I think we could survive that. Exactly right. You'd like it to be, but, where were the people when they were going over the diametrics of all this stuff? Somewhere along the line, when did they finally notice, oops, this is not the normal size? But
what I don't understand is they built the, the Roman Colosseum and stuff. Like, the Italians are pretty good at building things in architecture, so I don't know. I think this is probably, they've built more difficult things before than an arena. Right? But they put the seats in first. So it's one of those deals where they put the seats in first and then they realize, well, you know what? I think we put an extra too many rows in, and they didn't want to take the rows out because, that would be a big problem. And then they would lose money from a bunch of front row tickets as well. Right? So I think in the end, but it's just funny, Scott, like people are really panicking. Like, it's Craig Button today, former general manager of the Flames, said he wouldn't go because of this. He would cancel it. Yeah, that's going to go over well. We're going to cancel it because of 3.5 feet difference.
Yeah. Come on, that's just stupid, right? That's a sign of they don't want to be there to begin with and looking for an excuse. So, all right, how about opening pickoff time? Let's get a duplication of last night, where at least the yours truly went 4-0, hitting with Purdue, the Spurs, the Celtics, and the shot on goal with Philip Forsberg. So let's hope we can continue that tonight. I'll go first here, Gabe. I'm not quite sure of this line. I don't get it. I didn't understand the Nick line, and they're leading big, and I didn't understand this line. Chicago Bulls at home laying 7.5 to the god-awful Brooklyn Nets. I mean, I know the Bulls have struggled of late, losing 5 of 6, but they're still much better at home, like the Knicks last night, than they are on the road. That's where this game is, at home, and Brooklyn is just awful, right? You're only laying 7.5. Give me the Bulls laying 7.5 at home against the Nets.
I'm going to take a home team tonight in the National Basketball Association. I'll start off with the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks playing their best basketball of the year right now, coming off of 2 nice road wins against the LA Clippers. Cooper Flagg went off and dropped a career-high 35 in that basketball game, followed up with 24 on the road. Nice win against the Denver Nuggets. Now they return home. They have AD in the lineup. It makes a big difference when Davis plays and when he doesn't play for them, and when he's actually healthy. So AD is starting to get a little bit of a groove. They got Gafford coming back tonight. No Norman Powell for the Miami Heat this evening. Listen, the Heat have been a great ATS team this year. They've surprised people. They've overachieved. But it doesn't mean they're going to win every night. It doesn't mean I want to be laying 4.5 points on the road without their leading scorer in the lineup. Give me the Dallas Mavericks plus 4.5 points tonight on their home court.
All right. Another NBA one for me. Don't do this too often, but let's go over. You ready? 238.5, Miami and Dallas. These are not your father's Miami Heat, folks. They are second in the NBA behind only Denver in points scored. Number 1 in possessions per game. They're flying up and down the court. Dallas is near the bottom in points scored, but they're near the bottom because they suck. So that's going to get compensated by Miami saying, let's run and gun. Everybody in the NBA can make a layup. It's a big number. I get that, but look at Miami's scores. They're all like 135 to 110. This is got a pretty good chance of going over. So let's go over 238.5 Miami Dallas.
All right, my next pick is actually a scratch here. We were excited about Duncan Robinson, former Michigan Wolverine. Duncan Robinson. He's getting big minutes with the Pistons, and he's been a nice rebounding prop bet, but he's a scratch. So we've got a scratch of that. So we'll just go right in to Josh Giddey. Speaking of the Chicago Bull game, Josh Giddey has gone over 1.5 made threes in 5 straight games. He's gone over 1.5 made threes in 8 of their last 10 games, and he's actually gone over 1.5 3-point shots in 67% of their games this year. It's minus 140, so there's a little bit of a price to do it. But if you look at the volume is up with his 3-point shooting. He's not a great 3-point shooter, but he's taking them. He took like 10 of them the other night. So I'm going over 1.5, and I don't think the Brooklyn Nets are the best defensive team against 3-point shooters either. So let's go Josh Giddey over 1.5 3-point shots made, minus 140.
All right. I'm going to go right back to that Miami-Dallas game. If I'm thinking we're getting 240 points, that it's not a bad game to use some props with. I'll go with Tyler Hero. They bumped it up this morning. I tell you, I always look at these numbers twice. This morning, his number was 21.5. It's now 23.5 as they moved it this afternoon. It's a premium. I get that, but he's the number 1 guy on this team. He's back.
It's because Norman Powell's not playing.
And Norman Powell's not playing, right? So you got to get a couple of extra points. But you know what? That's okay. I didn't think he was getting 22 when it was 21.5. I'm figuring he's getting 25, 26, if not 27. So over 23.5 Tyler Hero points, Miami Heat.
I personally think Tyler Hero is like one of the most overrated, if not the most overrated player in the NBA, right? And listen, every once in a while he shows up and he'll burn you. But, you know, this dude has cashed in a lot for kind of like being hurt a lot and missing big shots a lot. He averages 24.8 points per game. Like I said, he's been injured, right? So he scored 22. He scored 22 the other night and he scored 24 and 29. So he's kind of hasn't missed a beat, Scott, coming back. He is who he is, right? And the team is his now, right? Norman Powell has become this Norman Powell has really put this scoring stuff together over the last couple of years, but Tyler Hero gets the big bucks. It is Tyler Hero's team now, per se, him and Bam.
Yeah, so my last one will be Cade Cunningham. We're going to go to the Detroit Piston game. Another one that's kind of weird. You know, he averages 28.5 points, and they're giving you 27.5, and I just double-checked it, and it's still at 27.5 for Cunningham. So anytime I can get the number one scorer at a number lower than what he's actually averaging, I'm going to look at that. You know, we don't have any hockey tonight because all the games are starting a little bit later on. We'll have some hockey ones later on. So Cade Cunningham should be another high-scoring. Yeah, it's the NBA. Every game is basically high-scoring. So give me over 27.5 Cade Cunningham, Detroit Pistons game. You have anything else left?
We talk about it. One. I don't like this game has just started. I like Cunningham tonight, points, rebounds, and assists to the over. He has just been such a big stat machine. But I don't like star player props in the NBA. I talk about it all the time, right? I mean, like you said, he averages, Hero averages 24.5 a night, and his prop is 23.5 tonight, right? I'm always trying to find the ones that are sort of, flying under the radar a little bit, but I did have Klay Thompson actually, and I got mixed up with the Marcus Robinson, Duncan Robinson being out, but we'll get to Klay Thompson on the other side.
All right, quick little break, and then we'll get back to the action. In-game live underway here on the Grid.
When LeBron James decides he's retiring, it is coming with trumpets blaring, Adam Silver by his side, and he is going on a state-by-state, coast-to-coast tour so that everyone can acknowledge how great he was and give him a parting gift and thank him for his amazing contributions to the NBA.
The Craig Carden Show, only on SportsGrid.
Look at Nikola Jokic. He had kind of gotten himself off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but that was partially because of that 50-point game that Aaron Gordon had, or it was the Jamal Murray had a big game. But these last 6 or 7 games, he's been putting up video game stats. His 62.8% from the floor would be the best in, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
It's stunning to think that, right? And I had the over on the win total, or going into the year with the Patriots, was 8.5. I thought they could win 10 games. They've already won 10 games. And that is a stunning turnaround, to go from worst to first here. And they're not the only team that could do it. The Jaguars could do it too. They are right on that precipice here if they handle their business against the Titans the next couple weeks and, at least split between the Indianapolis Colts those 2 games.
Fantasy sports today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live. Game day here on the Grid on a Wednesday evening. Great night to make some money with the boys in Vegas. So my pick off, Chicago laying 7.5 against Brooklyn. Miami over the 238.5. Tyler Hero 23.5, and Cade Cunningham over 27.5. Gabe, and then your 4 are?
We're going with the Dallas Mavericks plus the points. Josh Giddey over 1.5 made threes, and Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, who's often on social media as of late because he's got a celebrity relationship going on with Megan Thee Stallion, Scott. very popular singer. Oftentimes, it destroys players, right? You know, we've seen Travis Kelce. It's accelerated the end of his career, being with Taylor Swift all the time, and how invested is he really, right? And off nights, you see he's going out in New York City, he's flying around all over the place. How into it has he really been? And because they win, he got away with that, right? But right. Klay Thompson is kind of strange, like in a way that people thought Klay Thompson was done, right? Like just point blank. But Klay Thompson's been like rejuvenated as of late. So his player prop tonight is 10.5, guys. He's gone over this number in 4 of their last 5 games and 8 of the Mavericks' last 11 games. All right, like Klay Thompson's getting shots, and it's only 10.5. It's a low number. It's one of those, like, just kind of flying under the radar. People have forgotten. Like, Klay Thompson's on TMZ more now because of his girlfriend than his NBA career, right? like people aren't talking about Klay Thompson as a basketball player really very much anymore, but he's been balling. He's putting numbers up, and it's only 10.5 tonight. So Klay Thompson, over 10.5.
I like that. You know, again, in that Miami game, you can't go wrong picking anybody in a game that figures to, have a 240 or so points. At least that's what the over-under will tell you.
Cooper Flag is 17.5, which I'm thinking about jumping in on as well. I don't want to just be sort of obvious with it, but if you look, Scott, he went off for, and let me double check, because he went off for 35, right, against the Clippers, and he 24 the other night. He did score 32 in another game. But let me confirm if that was at home, though. Like, has he had a big home game yet? Because he kind of struggled at home earlier in the year. Like, when he dropped all right, so he did. He scored 29 against the Pelicans at home before. And what was his other big game? So that was the big one. 29 was his big one before this. So it was at home. All right, so he's had a big game at home. But you figure coming off this nice road trip, Scott, 35 in L.A., 24 in Denver, it's one of these deals. All right, it's 17.5 now. Does the kid go? Because, we'd like to keep this going at home and show the people, hey, I am that star you guys think I am, right? And you see what I'm starting to do. Is it one of these deals, Scott, where it's value at 17.5 and he just starts to take off from here, right? And you talked about it. Miami, the whole Spoelstra stuff, they don't play defense anymore. It's weird. Like, they're not the old Heat team, right? They go over all the time. It's going to be a track meet. Hard not to like Cooper Flag as well, Scott, over 17.5. PJ Washington's another one. I don't want to say over with everybody, but instead of the star players, but like PJ Washington is like 14.5. And if you look at his numbers, he's been going off for the last week and a half as well or two.
I think, listen, they're going to have to just accept the fact that Dallas might not be any good, but the face of the franchise is Cooper Flag, right? So as long as he continues to put points on the board, listen, they want to win the games, don't get me wrong.
Well, they were supposed to be good, Scott. They weren't supposed to be as bad as they were, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they've got a ton of talent. Their problem is it's misconstructed. Like, you can't build a team around Anthony Davis, right? He's going to get hurt. Right? He just gets hurt too often. You can't, build a foundational piece around him. Kyrie Irving is out. But when they have Gafford and AD and PJ Washington and Cooper Flag, the vision was that they would be pretty competitive, right? But it was like a disaster to start the season. But we'll see if they can start to put it together now a little bit, right? They've won 4 of their last 10, so they're not, they're almost back up to a 500 clip. But tonight's a big test for them, Scott. They've won 2 in a row. Let's see if they can keep it going at home tonight.
Yeah. It'll be curious to see. I'm not even sure. I got to look it up when the trade deadline is. I imagine sometime January, February. If they're a 500 or less team like they figured to be, I wonder, Gabe, if they just tear it all apart and just say, you know what? This is what I was referring to. This is Cooper Flag's team. We're not winning now.
Well, word is AD is already on the market, to be honest. Yeah, it's already there. It's sort of out there a little bit. There was a report today. AD told people that he expects to get traded. Right? There was a lot of that.
I know it sounds crazy. Like, your initial thought, oh, who's traded for Anthony Davis, right? The guy is just a walking injury. I get that. But if you're a team that's just on the cusp and you tell yourself, all right, we're going to get 1 year out of him. We're going to get 1 month in the regular season, maybe even 2 weeks of the regular season. Maybe the Denver Nuggets think they need one more guy. And as long as Dallas isn't asking for the moon, which I get a feeling they will be.
Oh, he would. That's the problem. Oh, you're right. He would be awesome on a great team if you just sort of dropped him on a great team, right? But he's not that guy. You know what I mean? Like, where you're going to give up a ton when he's as injury prone as he is. The team that comes up the most is the Chicago Bulls. He's from Chicago.
All right.
Right. They want some star
power. Are they NBA championship ready?
No.
I'm thinking like Denver, Minnesota. Give me a team that just you need one more piece. Here's 5 first-round draft choices if that's what you want. Knock yourself out and let's get over the hump. Minnesota and
Zion
Denver would stand out.
Zion's available too. So like they made it like there's reports that the Pelicans have basically said if you're interested, make an offer. And you know the quote was too that a serious offer, like a reasonable offer. Like they're not looking for the moon, but they don't want to get ripped off. And it reminded me of the Seinfeld episode, like interesting trades for like the van. Like they're so desperate to get rid of Zion. Like they're like, listen, like we're not expecting 4 first-round picks, but don't insult us. That was sort of the theme. Don't insult us with the offer. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
he would just get rid of him. I would just we're done. We lost. It was a stupid pick. I mean, it wasn't a stupid.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It didn't work out. It just
nobody's going to give you even a first-round
pick
pick for him, Scott. How do you give him a first-round pick? I saw people saying, you know what, 2 second-round picks for him.
Wow.
And a couple of Domino's pizzas.
Right.
When LeBron James decides he's retiring, it is coming with trumpets blaring, Adam Silver by his side, and he is going on a state-by-state, coast-to-coast tour so that everyone can acknowledge how great he was and give him a parting gift and thank him for his amazing contributions to the NBA.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Look at Nikola Jokic. He had kind of gotten himself off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but that was partially because of that 50-point game that Aaron Gordon had, or it was the Jamal Murray had a big game. But these last 6 or 7 games, he's been putting up video game stats. His 62.8% from the floor would be the best in, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's stunning to think that, right? And I had the over on the win total or going into the year with the Patriots was 8.5. I thought they could win 10 games. They've already won 10 games. And that is a stunning turnaround, to go from worst to first here. And they're not the only team that could do it. The Jaguars could do it too. They are right on that precipice here if they handle their business against the Titans the next couple weeks and, at least split between the Indianapolis Colts those 2 games.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1. Checking out all the action. So I did a little more digging today on my polymarket.com website that I'm falling in love with here. And I found another one, Gabe. Listen, again, whether you think this is going to happen or not, that's up to you guys to decide. But if you want value, hate that phrase, Polymarket's the way to go. Rams to win the Super Bowl on Polymarket, you put $100 up, and you're paid back $652. Not bad. So 6 to 1, 6.5 to 1, right? On FanDuel this afternoon, You put $100 up and you're winning $480. So a comparison of 480 versus 652. That's, those are the differences that I look for. Again, it's up to you fans, you viewers to, decide if you think the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. I'm not telling you that. But if you want to go to the prediction market, as they call it, and put a bet in, you might as well get $652 back on your $100 than on FanDuel where it's only $480. That's the difference I like.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Now, the Rams going to win a Super Bowl, that's another story. I see if you did it at Bet365, $100 returns $550. So you're getting, listen, there's going to be different prices for Super Bowl numbers, but yeah, so you're getting you're getting a worse number at FanDuel. We talk about it though. FanDuel cares about the NFL. There's better value. Right. I like to compare. Let's look at the NHL actually. What's the Avalanche are plus 400 at Bet365 right now. My guess is it's $390 at FanDuel.
Yeah. Sorry,
I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
Pretty close. Thought it was going to be lower.
I'm surprised. I thought it would be a little higher at FanDuel. I figured it'll be like a little 6.5 or stingier, right? Like with hockey betting than FanDuel is. So FanDuel's on. They must be getting hit with a lot of Colorado Avalanche futures, and with good reason. With good reason.
They'll lose.
Honestly, for the record, Scott, I used to do this all the time. Actually, I'd play an NBA final champion and an NHL Stanley Cup champion because it's a nice little bet to make because they're playing at the same time. You know what I mean? So you hit them both, right? And they're basically a week or two apart or whatnot. So then the playoffs are going on. So it's fun to tail along with the teams. So if you not thinking outside the box right now, Colorado Avalanche are going to win the Stanley Cup, and the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? Do you think the Thunder are locked to win the championship?
I think they are. I mean, a lock. I give one team, Denver.
They did go 7 games with the Pacers last year. Let's not forget that.
They did. Yeah, they did. They did. I don't know if that experience will help them calm their nerves or whatever the case may be.
Denver would need more players, Scott. If Denver if Denver made a move and got a real player, like another one for real, right? Like they're already damn good as it is, but you know what I'm saying? Like if they was like, whoa, they just brought in somebody else too, like, whoa, okay. Like they don't do it though. It's kind of Jokic and Murray's team, and they don't want to disturb the chemistry. Like, you notice they don't star chase that team, even though they have money. So they don't really star chase. Is Giannis really going to get dealt midseason? I think that's more of an off-season deal. Like, I don't think he's getting dealt next week or something like that. Like, it takes a while to rock that Coke machine over. Like, I could be wrong, but
wise and all that other stuff.
Yeah, it's just a lot of moving parts there. And also, for all you Knicks fans are getting crazy, who are you going to give up? Like, what do you have? Like,
I know.
Like, dude, if Donovan Mitchell was worth like 4 first-round picks, what the hell do you think the Bucks want for Giannis?
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, obviously you'd start with Karl Anthony Towns, and then it's kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul. I mean, he's better than Towns, but, that is a big blow. You're not getting
and OG Anunoby. They would want OG Anunoby.
Yeah. You decimate your team. You really
and Towns is not the best contract. He's okay. You know what I mean? But you're right. All right. Just for like the monetary purposes. And then they'd want 1 million draft picks. Like, I don't think the Knicks have the capital to do it. Even though if he wants to be a Knick. Oklahoma City have the capital to do it. They got everybody's draft picks for the next 5 years. Like, they literally are stockpiled with picks where they really wouldn't even have to break their team up. Like, they really could floor Milwaukee with like a package of draft picks if they wanted to.
Yeah. And it's bad teams, right? Utah and the Clippers. We're not talking about like Rockets first-round draft picks.
Yeah. Clippers have 5 wins.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's not protected. You can have a lottery pick.
That parlay, that Colorado OKC parlay, does pay 10-1 on FanDuel.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Scott. Exactly. It's 10-1.
Odds.
If you throw Spain into it in the World Cup, it turns into 63-1. France, it turns into 90-1.
When LeBron James decides he's retiring, it is coming with trumpets blaring, Adam Silver by his side, and he is going on a state-by-state, coast-to-coast tour so that everyone can acknowledge how great he was and give him a parting gift and thank him for his amazing contributions to the NBA.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Look at Nikola Jokic. He had kind of gotten himself off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but that was partially because of that 50-point game that Aaron Gordon had, or it was Jamal Murray had a big game. But these last 6 or 7 games, he's been putting up video game stats. His 62.8% from the floor would be the best in, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's stunning to think that, right? And I had the over on the win total or going into the year with the Patriots was 8.5. I thought they could win 10 games. They've already won 10 games. And that is a stunning turnaround, to go from worst to first here. And they're not the only team that could do it. The Jaguars could do it too. They are right on that precipice here if they handle their business against the Titans the next couple weeks and, at least split between the Indianapolis Colts those 2 games.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circa Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1. We'll get to all the scores, all the hockey, NBA, and college basketball. Good slate of games once again tonight. Some good games last night as everything turned out. So let's talk a little NFL. We got a game tomorrow night. We got a full slate, obviously, over the weekend. Let's bring in our good buddy Paul Bovey from VegasInsider.com. Paul, Scott, and Gabe, and we were talking before you came on about the poly market and college. We're looking at that a little bit more. And the Rams to win the Super Bowl and the poly market is almost 6.5 to 1. Other sites are around 5.5 or so to 1. Is it worth it in your eyes, to take the gamble? And are the Rams winning the Super Bowl? Is that worth a pick for you?
I don't think they are. First of all, I think Seattle is actually a better team, and they should have won that game that they played in L.A. They're going to face off again. And I do think the Seahawks are better. Of course, Sam Darnold is the wild card there. We don't know how he's going to perform. He throws in a couple clunkers here and there. But I don't like betting these futures when they're this low. If I'm going to take a future, as I have in the past, and I've connected on a few, 15 to 1, 20 to 1, therein I can find value. Or else it might be better off just to roll it over in the playoffs.
10 to 1's not terrible for the Bills right now. Like if they start to string together some wins, the Bills bandwagon, their odds will start to shorten. But I'll give you credit, Paul. I remember what you said last week, the conversation about the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packer game, and you talked about how the New York Giant wide receivers just absolutely torched the Detroit Lion DBs, and Christian Watson looked like Randy Moss last week, right? I mean, suddenly everybody was wide open all the time on the Green Bay Packers. And I'm thinking that's not a very good recipe when you're facing a scorching hot Dallas Cowboy offense right now with arguably the best 1-2 combo going with Pickens and CeeDee Lamb right now. So we got Detroit and Dallas tomorrow at an early sort of playoff eliminator, Paul.
Not only do you have Dallas and a beleaguered Detroit defense, but you have injuries. I mean, Kirby Joseph is out, and then they got St. Brown might be out.
St. Brown's
injuries
out.
On the
Their tight ends are out, Paul. They're down to a third-string tight end.
Exactly. Their offensive line is, I mean, there's 2 or 3 guy. Taylor Decker's out. Ragnar's already out. And then you got another guy possibly out, Sewell. So you wonder, why is Detroit even favored right now? Apparently the books don't want to come off to 3. It opened at 3.5. It settled at 3. But I would actually make the Cowboys the superior team on a neutral field. So I got to feel this line should be closer to pick 'em or,
how about this,
or
guys?
1.5.
How about this, Scott and Paul, for the Dallas Cowboys? Like, people talk about Pickens and the offense and stuff, but we've talked about it in the past weeks, their defense and the improvements, right? Overshown's back. Woodside, Malik Hooker, Quinnen Williams comes over from the Jets. Last 4 games, guys, before the last 4 games, they were giving up 134 yards a game on the ground. Now, 67. Think about that.
Wow.
They've cut it in half. It's not the same defense. This is not the same Dallas Cowboy team from last 2 months ago. Like, they're damn good right now. The Cowboys are a dangerous team right now on both sides of the ball.
They're a dangerous team, and I know the NFL wants the Cowboys in the playoffs. Now, I could have made a case that the 49ers
We're going to give
weren't
Jerry
gonna make
the executive of the year. I traded Micah Parsons. I told you so.
That's where I was going to go,
God.
guys.
Oh,
Everyone's
no.
calling Jerry. He
Executive
doesn't
of the
care
year,
about
Jerry
winning.
Jones.
Yeah. All of a sudden, what happened to the guy, the owner, doesn't
Never
care
Brian
about winning
Schottenheimer,
anymore?
horrible hire.
Yeah,
Like, oh, he's terrible.
hire.
Yeah.
Look, I thought the Niners were going to go down in flames last week in Cleveland, but thanks to 2 blown 4th down conversions and a couple turnovers, and maybe Stefanski could have used better judgment in certain spots, they go on, beat the Browns, and they look like they're going to make the playoffs. But I don't really think the Niners are that good. And again, Dallas looks like the real deal right now. I'm sure the NFL wants to have them in the postseason because they are a draw. I don't care what you say. The Steelers, the Cowboys, they're going to get your eyes, and that's what you want.
Yeah. Like college football with Notre Dame. What'd you think of the Browns, not activating, but, having Deshaun Watson practice? They got 21 days to activate him. I thought his Browns career was over, but maybe not.
Maybe they want to get their money's worth, but
I think it's more of a showcase for other teams.
Yeah.
That, hey, listen, he's still alive, right? Do you want to take him off our hands?
Yeah. Maybe they can get a couple scraps for him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody's.
But you know what? I people would take him. People would sign him.
They'll take him, but not trade for him.
They're not paying him. They're not paying him.
Yeah. If you trade
so,
for
like,
him,
the
you pick
Browns
up
are
his contract,
insane if they think anybody is going to eat this for them, right? Like,
yeah.
No, you got to release him, eat the money, and then some team will swoop in and sign him to a $15 million deal for 1 year or something,
Yeah, it's worth the shot. I mean, they signed Russell Wilson, the Giants did, so anything can happen.
Yeah, I'm sure someone would on a cheap like that. I don't doubt that, but they're not going to, you trade for him.
Steelers will need a quarterback.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something, right?
That cycle continues. They're going to need a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're taking Dallas then tomorrow, Paul, plus the 3?
I took plus 3.5. I can't look any other way. I want to make a case for Detroit. They don't even rush the passer. They have 4 sacks the last 4 games. That's not going to get it done. Wow. I mean, you got to put some pressure on Dak Prescott because this is a recipe for disaster for that defense, which has holes in it.
Little surprised with this line. I don't know about you guys. Indy, a 1.5-point road favorite at Jacksonville. I kind of see Jacksonville going up and Indy going down, but they're the road favorites. What do you think? You'll set FanDuel anyway.
All right. I'm not a Jacksonville Jaguar fan. I think they've really they have thrown in some really poor performances this year. We all remember that game in Europe. The Rams just wiped them out early. They have won some games late. I think they caught a couple breaks. They are playing better, but the liability, as we know, is Trevor Lawrence. Now, on the other side, you got Daniel Jones, and he has been hobbled. No question. You could sit him down, but
far from 100%.
Far
Daniel
from 100%.
Jones right now.
But this could be for the division. Indy's schedule, the teams that they face are 33-15. The Jaguars have a very easy schedule. in order
And
for
the
Indy to
Texans are
win this,
hot on everybody's heels, guys, in that division right now.
Yeah.
right? In order for Indy to win this division, they're going to have to sweep the Jaguars because they still have to play Seattle. They still have to play the Texans in Houston. So they are going to have to win on Sunday, and they're going to have to win when they host them 3
No
or 4
Sauce
weeks
Gardner
from now.
either. No Sauce
That's
Gardner
right.
either.
Yeah.
Just another one I'll throw out there. I'm with Wetzel. They're going in different directions. The Jags
Kenny
are flaky.
Moore-
I agree. I don't trust the Colts here in this spot. I think the Jags are going to beat the Colts.
You know what? I'm going to give the Colts another chance here. Kenny Moore is questionable at the cornerback position. They're going to need him, and hopefully he does play. But I just think they're a better team, and I'm just not sold on this Jaguar team. I don't think they're good. I don't.
Any love for the Bears getting almost a touchdown at Green Bay?
You know,
I'm falling for that.
I do like the Bears. You know what?
Me too.
I've been going. Look, the Bears knocked me out of Survivor, and I'm still reeling because I took the Eagles and I was going to split Dallas Eagles, but I knew I needed Dallas for Christmas Day. But I would have been sitting pretty. There are 40 people left for $18 million. Didn't do it. Went against the Bears. The Bears are getting very healthy. They got Jalen Johnson back. Kyler Gordon's back, Brisker's back, and also their linebacker is coming back, DJ Edwards.
There's a word to getting almost a touchdown. Paul, great job, man. Appreciate it.
When LeBron James decides he's retiring, it is coming with trumpets blaring, Adam Silver by his side, and he is going on a state-by-state, coast-to-coast tour so that everyone can acknowledge how great he was and give him a parting gift and thank him for his amazing contributions to the NBA.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Look at Nikola Jokic. He had kind of gotten himself off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but that was partially because of that 50-point game that Aaron Gordon had, or it was the Jamal Murray had a big game. But these last 6 or 7 games, he's been putting up video game stats. His 62.8% from the floor would be the best in, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's stunning to think that, right? And I had the over on the win total, or going into the year with the Patriots, it was 8.5. I thought they could win 10 games. They've already won 10 games. And that is a stunning turnaround, to go from worst to first here. And they're not the only team that could do it. The Jaguars could do it too. They are right on that precipice here if they handle their business against the Titans the next couple weeks and, at least split between the Indianapolis Colts those 2 games.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1. Thanks again, Paul Bovey, VegasInsider.com for all his action, all the articles that he writes. So take a peek at the NHL slate tonight. Limited schedule. We got 5 games, but we got 3 underway, 2 more starting. And once again, as we talk about for the umpteenth time, San Jose and Anaheim getting no love at home. One getting odds, the other one pick 'em, and the Anaheim pick 'em against Utah. That again makes absolutely no sense. They just don't want to buy into this Anaheim Ducks team. I don't get it. It's amazing. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But Devils trailing again, but they've hit a little bit of a funk here. And they're playing so well at home. They're down 2-0 against Dallas after 2. Philadelphia's just put a bunch of goals on the board, 4-1 over Buffalo. And Winnipeg just 2-5 with the backup goaltender since Hellebuck went out. They are leading 1-0 over Montreal. Canadians struggling here a little bit, but that plus 230 down only 1-0 after 1 with Montreal, to me, is not a bad little number. I think I'll put a couple shekels on that one, Gabe.
The thing with the Devils, it's the Barstool curse, that Frank guy, the Met fan.
Right, yeah.
Right? Like, seriously, like their best player, like, cut his hand and has been out. Like, they went to a party, the team party. I don't know what the hell happened. But they haven't been the same since. Like, literally and figuratively. Like, they haven't been. It started off as sort of a joke. Oh, he hurt his hand. And it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, he's going to be out for like 2 months. Right? So it's not so funny. Goes from, and Tate McRae. Like, that's the thing, man. The Devils, they party hard, this team. They always have, Scott. I'm telling you. Like, I lived in Weehawken. Like, they party in Hoboken all the time. I remember Michelle Serpico, that used to be on our network, also worked at a bar in Hoboken, and she casually dropped. She goes, oh, it was a late night last night. The New Jersey Devils had their team party. And I said, they had a team party last night? I said, they're playing today. And she goes, yeah, I know. Like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? And I said, they chose to have a big party last night? Sure enough, they lost. Game? Like, yeah, but like I said, Scott, like they date celebrities, like they're closer to New York City and stuff than the Rangers are. The Rangers are all out in Westchester, so these Devil kids, they live it up. They live the little celebrity lifestyle, and they have money and stuff. So yeah, the Devils are always like this. They're flaky. Now they're injured, but Winnipeg Jets were humiliated the other night, Scott, by the Buffalo Sabres. Their coach is getting mad, so I'm not shocked that they played a tight, like, responsible first period of hockey, but I'm with you. Canadians are only down a goal right now. I'm getting plus 210 with the Canadians. I already thought the Canadians were going to win the game to begin with. So I think that's not a bad bet. Canadians only down a goal on home ice. Winnipeg played a good period. We'll give them credit for that, but there's a lot of hockey left in this game. But they were just showing during the intermission of this Canadians-Winnipeg game, I have it on, that the Colorado Avalanche on pace to set the all-time record and stuff. Right? And the Boston Bruins got 135 points a couple of years ago. And now, the Avalanche already with 44 points now. But, Scott, it should be noted, they had the Montreal Canadiens on that screen. The Canadiens in 1976/77 had 132 points. So think about it, guys. The all-time record now is the Boston Bruins from a couple of years ago. They got to 135. Where you get a point for losing. The Canadians put up, Scott, 132 points. You didn't get a point then for losing. Like, you know what I mean? There were ties in those days, but you didn't get, like, you know what I mean? It was like, if you lost, you lost. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there wasn't this overtime stuff and, like, the shootout wins and all this type of stuff. So, that's sort of the real record to me, right? Like, I don't care about your points. I count the losses. You know what I mean? Like, you lose less than 8 games, fine. That's the record. But I don't care about your points in the modern NHL, Scott, where you get a point for showing up.
Yeah. I'd even go one further and just say, how many regulation wins do you have? That's the record.
Yeah.
You win in overtime or whatever, fine. It's goofy hockey. I like the overtime, don't get me wrong. But it's goofy. It's not, it should be okay.
Yeah, there was no overtime growing up. That's the whole thing, guys. There was no overtime in the NHL.
Just,
like, they played 60 minutes. If it was a tie, it was a tie. Well, that's that. It was a tie.
Yeah. And I don't remember that many ties. I mean, obviously there were some.
No, there really weren't.
But, I just don't remember.
It's funny you say that.
Nowadays,
I went to a million.
Goes to overtime.
I went to a million games as a kid. Like, I literally went to every Montreal Canadian game every Saturday night for, like, 20 years type of deal. And I still have a vivid memory of being really upset once about a Flyer Canadian tie when I was a kid, too. And I was like, there's never ties. Like, I was sort of, it was unsettled somehow. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why they added it. They're like, yeah, there's too many ties in the NHL, so we'll do something about it. But it created a monster where people play for ties now because there was too many ties, ironically enough.
Yeah.
Right? Whenever there's a problem and you create a new problem, it's sort of like you're digging, like, dig up, stupid. Right? You know what I mean, Scott? You created, like, you know what? There's too many ties, so to make it interesting, we'll do this. But you and I talked about it. In the last, 5-7 minutes of games now, coaches are like, you know what? Let's just both play for the tie because we'll both get a point, and then one of us can win in overtime.
Yeah. I mean, there's just no.
In the old days, it was like, we don't want this game to end as a tie. We're trying to win at the end because there is no overtime, right? It's
because we need the 2 points. That's the only way you're getting 2 points. Exactly. You know,
my idea was the best one: 3-2-1. Go to 3-2-1.
And you know what? Quite honestly, the NHL standings are as complicated as can be right now. Adding one more is just like whatever. You know, okay, there's one more.
Nobody
and
understands
make it easy.
the NHL standings.
Yeah,
OTL, OL, WinL.
RW, ROW. What is that? That's all part of the standings.
Every sports website has a different sort of abbreviations. They don't even know it. So it's like there's no, there's no. Growing up as a kid, I remember I used to steal my neighbors. I didn't steal. I used to put it back, but my neighbor used to get the newspaper delivered and early in the morning. And I was just look at the sports section there and look at the baseball standings. You know what I mean? It's nice and easy, the standings, right? Remember growing up, Scott, there were two things in newspapers: standings and point spreads.
Yep.
I remember calling a bookie. That's what it used to be, guys, in the old days. What was the number in the Sunday morning newspaper?
Right.
Right, there's no computers. There's no that was the deal, Scott. With a lot of bookies, what I used to work with, that was the deal. What was the number?
Lines?
What was the number Sunday morning?
Yeah, it's amazing. All right, Big Game Live continues. So wrap up hour number 1 next.
When LeBron James decides he's retiring, it is coming with trumpets blaring, Adam Silver by his side, and he is going on a state-by-state, coast-to-coast tour so that everyone can acknowledge how great he was and give him a parting gift and thank him for his amazing contributions to the NBA.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Look at Nikola Jokic. He had kind of gotten himself off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but that was partially because of that 50-point game that Aaron Gordon had, or it was Jamal Murray had a big game. But these last 6 or 7 games, he's been putting up video game stats. His 62.8% from the floor would be the best in, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's stunning to think that, right? And I had the over on the win total, or going into the year with the Patriots, it was 8.5. I thought they could win 10 games. They've already won 10 games. And that is a stunning turnaround, to go from worst to first here. And they're not the only team that could do it. The Jaguars could do it too. They are right on that precipice here if they handle their business against the Titans the next couple weeks and, at least split between the Indianapolis Colts, those 2 games.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 circuit sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid. Final segment, hour number 1. We got Nick Campbell do a little NFLs with him. We got Paul. We got Cam Stewart a little bit later on. We'll do a little golf with him. So busy.
We should do our second pickoff then. We have a guest in a couple of minutes. Yeah. If we have a guest in a couple of minutes at 9, let's do the pickoff now. Then I got a bunch of picks for late games, so you can go first.
Yeah. All right, I'll start with SMU getting 10.5 against Vandy. We hit some of our hunch plays that when we were leaving, we gave out a couple of picks, late picks, and those both hit for me. We gave out, I know one of them was Utah getting 1.5 or 8.5 points. But anyway, I bring it up just because similar situation. I'm getting SMU. They're undefeated. Vandy's a good team, obviously. I'm getting 10.5 points here. It's a monster number. I think this will be a competitive game. It's part of the ACC SEC challenge here. So give me SMU getting 10.5 at Vandy.
All right, Scott, there's a team that's flying under the radar that's been an over machine so far this year. There's a couple of them, and we've identified them. Oakland are actually playing tonight. Big-time over team. But the Denver Pioneers, Scott, 7-0, 6-0-1, depending on your number. Like, one of them was could have been a push. But the Denver Pioneers are the only team that every game has gone over so far. There's a bunch of teams that are like with ones, including, by chance, Scott, the team that they're freaking playing tonight. So you got the 7-0 Denver Pioneers to the over, taking on Eastern Washington, 5-1 to the over. It's a reasonable number at 155.5. I'm keeping this one simple. This is a trend play. This is just sort of let's ride both these teams are over teams. Let's ride it. Let's take the over. Pioneers and Eastern Washington over.
All right. Sometimes you get the best numbers with goofy games like that. My next one, college basketball. How about Auburn laying 6.5 at home against NC State? Little surprised this line's not a little bit higher. Auburn's good. NC State's okay. They're 5-2, but here's the kicker. They've lost 14 straight road games. Now, could they lose and still cover? Sure. But obviously that's going back to last season. But what does that tell you? That this team on the road is not as good as it is at home, and it's not great at home either. Whereas Auburn, I think, is a really good team. So give me Auburn laying 6.5 against NC State.
Yeah, NC State, you know what? They're ranked 280th in the country as far as free throw percentage is concerned. Like in free throws allowed. Like Auburn have a bunch of big dudes, Scott. They're going to be on the free throw line all night tonight. My pick is the over in this basketball game. Speaking of overs, we're not going to overthink this with the Auburn Tigers. Yeah, listen, the Auburn Tigers are one of these teams. 7-1 to the over on the season. 7-1 to the over on the season. And, NC State are 5-2 to the over on the season. NC State have a big problem defensively. They can score. This game should be a track meet. It's a high number, but it should get there. It's a high number for a reason. And I do agree with Auburn, probably covering the point spread. I think Auburn is a great parlay piece as well. Auburn money line with like another one of these teams if you don't want to lay the 6-7 points, whatnot, in one of those type of games. But I like the pick. I think it's a high-scoring game, and I do think Auburn wins.
Yeah. 7-0 over for Auburn last 7 home games as well. So, yeah, that's not a bad little play. Next one for me is an automatic, one of my automatic under teams, which we're doing very well with this year. That's UCLA, under 142.5. And the good news is that they gave up a slew of points in a loss to Cal last time out. I can't help but think the kids read the riot act, and they'll come up with a big monster effort. They're playing at Washington. Series is 5-1 under, even though Washington is a bit of an over team. But the series tells me that UCLA controls the tempo. So under 142.5 UCLA at Washington.
All right, I'm going to go with the Texas Longhorns here tonight. Fun basketball game. Ooh. Virginia Cavaliers playing. Virginia's really turned their sports programs around. They did win a national championship a couple of years ago, but in basketball not that long ago. But they put a lot of money into it, like $125 million influx into the athletic department and NIL monies and sort of facilities. And it's showing already, isn't it? Right? They're playing they win this weekend, guys. They're going to the college football playoffs. No one talking about it, but the Virginia Cavaliers are a 10-2 football team. Basketball, they're not quite there. But they're not. This isn't Tony Bennett's old school walk the ball up the court Virginia team. They've adapted. They're playing fast. And I never thought I'd say this, Scott, but Virginia aren't very good defensively. Look for Texas. Look for Texas to score on them tonight. So I like the Texas Longhorns tonight, guys. You can money line it or lay it 2.5, but I think the Horns, hook 'em Horns, have already faced a really tough schedule already to start the year.
I like it. Last one real quickly. Give me the Ducks. Pick them at home against Utah, which has lost 8 straight road games.
I like that, too.
When LeBron James decides he's retiring, it is coming with trumpets blaring, Adam Silver by his side, and he is going on a state-by-state, coast-to-coast tour so that everyone can acknowledge how great he was and give him a parting gift and thank him for his amazing contributions to the NBA.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Look at Nikola Jokic. He had kind of gotten himself off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but that was partially because of that 50-point game that Aaron Gordon had, or it was the Jamal Murray had a big game. But these last 6 or 7 games, he's been putting up video game stats. His 62.8% from the floor would be the best in, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's stunning to think that, right? And I had the over on the win total, or going into the year with the Patriots, was 8.5. I thought they could win 10 games. They've already won 10 games. And that is a stunning turnaround, to go from worst to first here. And they're not the only team that could do it. The Jaguars could do it too. They are right on that precipice here if they handle their business against the Titans the next couple weeks and, at least split between the Indianapolis Colts those 2 games.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circa Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza in-game live. Scott and Gabe heading to 10 p.m. Eastern time. We got NBA, we got NHL, we got some college basketball, do a little NFL preview as well. So with that, let us hop right to the guest line. We got another fine guest, Nick Cambody, who you see in here all the time here on the grid. Joins us to talk a little NBA. Check out the website, zonecoverage.com, does a little writing for that. And then on Twitter, @TheRealTinyNick. Good buddy, Mr. Hambody. It's funny how he always comes on when the Minnesota Teacups are on. It is amazing how that works itself out. So, full slate of games here, Nick. There were some strange lines, I thought. I thought the Knicks being only an 8.5-point home favorite, and they're leading by double digits. I thought the Bulls line was a little bit low, but they are losing to the Nets. Where were you with some of these games tonight?
Tonight was a tough slate. I do have to say, the Wolves actually did not play tonight. They play tomorrow. So that gave me the time to come on.
Right.
And
You're right. My bad. See how they brought that up.
Hey, Nick, last night I had a Raptor. I had the Raptors -5, and Ingram misses a late free throw, and Portland hits a freaking 3, like literally with 1 second left in the game. But I also had another play because I was like, all right, I don't want to get screwed over if the Raptors don't cover. So I played a Minnesota Timberwolves Toronto Raptor moneyline parlay last night, Nick, and dear God, what a sweat job, bro. I was so frustrated. I was like, every time they would cut the lead to 4-3, the Pelicans would score again. I don't get that mad about this stuff normally, but I was literally sitting in this spot, like pounding to my desk going, it's the freaking Pelicans. Like, what are you doing? It's the Pelicans. Come on. Right? But they pulled it out, bro. I lived a life as a T-Wolf fan last night, and I sweated it out with you.
The worst part about that is you saw the high of a T-Wolves fan. That's as good as it gets. It's very unfortunate. I'll say this as well. I had the Wolves money line. I was on the Raptors last night. I actually got even luckier on a game. I know we're not supposed to talk about games in the past year, but the Warriors not covering against the Thunder. I had the Thunder -11.5. If anybody saw the last 2 minutes of that game, that was one of the funniest covers of all time. The Thunder covering -11.5 there, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it to theme. I'm gonna look at the Wolves tomorrow night. Actually, I know the NBA is already tipped off for the night, but I'm actually headed over to New Orleans to watch the Wolves in person tomorrow night. They're in this weird back-to-back same team Zionless Pelicans. My hope is that the Wolves got scared enough last night that it serves the effect of a loss pretty much. I'm looking at Ant to go over 29.5 points. The reason for this is the Wolves have to be completely ball dependent and are on Anthony Edwards. Ant has to do everything. The Wolves don't have a point guard right now. We've seen them try to throw Rob Dillingham in the mix. It doesn't work. We've seen Mike Conley try to get more than 20 minutes. It doesn't work. Dante DiVincenzo, he can shoot the ball, but he's not a playmaker. Ant, for whatever reason, is going to be the Wolves' guy until they get a new point guard. And we've seen Ant. He's averaging 37 points per game in his last 5. He put up 44 last night. 29.5 is a discounted number. And the Pelicans are dead last in 2-point percentage defense. We've seen Ant this year when he starts to struggle from the 3-point line. He'll take it inside. I'm not afraid. He had 8 points in the first half, finished the game yesterday with 44. I'm looking at Ant to roll again against the Pelicans in New Orleans tomorrow night.
Have you been there before? We were there for the Super Bowl last year. Yeah, so if you know, the casino is pretty cool, and they got a sports book and stuff. So if you want to get some plays in, and they're not paying me to say that, but since you're going to be there, I'm just saying, it's not that far from the arena. It's probably like a 10-minute Uber ride type thing.
I went there for a work conference. I'm a little bit more excited to see it from the sports side of you.
Yeah, no, it's a cool city.
Some NFL picks. I know you got some NFL picks, but real quickly, with the Giannis stuff in Milwaukee, Nick, you obviously you love the NBA, you cover the NBA. Is he going to be traded, and if so, will it happen during this season?
Look, I don't know how to feel about that one. If Giannis goes to the San Antonio Spurs, how weird of a team is that? You got, 15 feet of wingspan between two guys. You don't have a ton of perimeter shooting, even though when he can shoot the ball. I guess that just puts more on Vassell, on Castle. I love the Spurs the way they are right now. They brought in De'Aaron Fox. Who do they have to get rid of? Who would the Spurs have to lose to make this happen is the first thing that I would want to take a peek at. The same way with the Wolves, we're talking about a point guard. Who do the Wolves have to lose to acquire a point guard? Is that Julius Randle? Do I want to do that? Maybe not. Who knows? That's where I'm at with the Spurs. They're such a good team right now, and they're growing. If you can get Giannis, you're always going to take him. But that price tag might be a Kevin Durant to the Suns type price tag. And we saw how that worked out for the Suns.
Yeah, I don't see how the Knicks pull it off. Everybody's talking about the Knicks, right? Do they have the capital? I brought it up earlier, and it sounds crazy to say about a basketball team that's lost one game this year, Nick. Like, do you really want to mess with the chemistry? Yeah. But Oklahoma City have so many draft picks, they really wouldn't even have to bust their roster up. Like, they really could just put together, like, a crazy package. I don't think they do, and I don't think Giannis wants to play in Oklahoma City, but what about the Lakers? LeBron's going to be on the way out there. The Lakers, the way they think. You pair up Luka and Giannis. They're all about star power there.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to look at who do these teams have to get rid of to acquire someone, especially with the different aprons. You can't just get rid of somebody that's not in the same tier of pricing. If I'm the Lakers right now,
Austin Reeves is a pretty good carrot to dangle.
Is, and if I'm first of all, you asked about the Knicks. Towns probably doesn't want to play in New York anyways. I don't think he cares. I think New York would get rid of him for Giannis, but what else would the Knicks be able to provide to actually give a return for Giannis? But with the Lakers, you got a team that's just waiting for LeBron James to retire at this point, it seems. They got Luka, who is absolutely insane. He's playing the best basketball of his life right now. Austin Reeves has turned into the greatest number 2 in the NBA somehow as of now. LeBron, if you watch LeBron last game, he struggled to score. Yeah, exactly. He struggled to score 10 points, and it was a I need 10 points to check out of this game to keep the streak going. 10 points. LeBron looks stiff. He looks slow. He doesn't look like a dominant player anymore. If I were the Lakers, I would do anything to offload LeBron James at this point. But like you just mentioned, is there enough to get rid of? Are the Bucks going to take anything discounted for a guy like Giannis? Probably not. I just pray this doesn't happen in Anthony Edwards' career in Minnesota, because on top of not having the draft capital, you also have to keep guys happy playing in the Midwest. It's hard. I know Luka took a little bit of a tax deduction when he went over to LA from the Dallas Mavericks, but outside of that, Luka, it can get way worse than playing in Los Angeles. There's so many moving pieces right now. It's going to be an interesting trade deadline. If I was OKC, I'd sit for one more year, see if they can run it back.
Yeah, no, I know. OKC don't need. Just quickly, I know we're in the NFL. Just quickly, Luka isn't playing tomorrow against the Toronto Raptors. So Luka is going to be out tomorrow night. His girlfriend or his wife, I don't know if he's married or not, but he's having a kid. From what I understand, he's in Slovenia, like his wife or his girlfriend. Like, so Luka not in the lineup tomorrow night in Toronto, which is good for the Raptors. Rack up another win.
Yeah. Must help their cause, you would think. So, all right, let's talk a little NFL. We got a pretty good game tomorrow night, Detroit and Dallas. You're on the Dak Prescott bandwagon, I understand.
Yeah, as a Cowboys fan, I got to find an angle that doesn't just scream Cowboys are going to win every single week, especially with the team that they have this year. But they've been playing a lot better the last couple of weeks. I do like them against the spread, but as you just mentioned, I'm going to take a peek at Dak Prescott to go over 268.5 passing yards. The reason for that is he's 5-2 in indoor games with this number this season so far. This game's being played in Detroit. I expect a lot of points on both sides. I know the Cowboys defense has been revamped. I don't trust the Cowboys defense 100%. So here's a look that a take that I'm going to look at. I'm looking at Dak Prescott to go over, not for the reason that the Cowboys win, but also because if this script goes negative on the Cowboys, we've seen it time in and time out. Dak will throw the ball every single play to keep the Cowboys in a game. And I trust Dak Prescott, win or loss, to go over 268.5. You've got George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb both playing like number one receivers. I would take a look at their numbers as well. And the craziest part about all of these receivers for the Cowboys is Ferguson is still scoring touchdowns almost every single week right now.
Wow.
You got a lot of pain in your life. T-Wolves and Cowboy fan. Who else are you a fan of? That's what I was thinking. So, yeah, who else are you a fan of besides that?
All Minnesota and the Cowboys.
Okay.
Yikes. Thanks, Nick.
When LeBron James decides he's retiring, it is coming with trumpets blaring, Adam Silver by his side, and he is going on a state-by-state, coast-to-coast tour so that everyone can acknowledge how great he was and give him a parting gift and thank him for his amazing contributions to the NBA.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Look at Nikola Jokic. He had kind of gotten himself off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but that was partially because of that 50-point game that Aaron Gordon had, or it was the Jamal Murray had a big game. But these last 6 or 7 games, he's been putting up video game stats. His 62.8% from the floor would be the best in, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's stunning to think that, right? And I had the over on the win total, or going into the year with the Patriots, was 8.5. I thought they could win 10 games. They've already won 10 games. And that is a stunning turnaround, to go from worst to first here. And they're not the only team that could do it. The Jaguars could do it too. They are right on that precipice here if they handle their business against the Titans the next couple weeks and, at least split between the Indianapolis Colts those 2 games.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circa Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe chatting with Nick Hamity from ZoneCoverage.com, the real Tiny Nick as well, doing some NFL stuff with him. So lean towards Dallas and over the Dak Prescott. Listen, against that Detroit Lions defense, Nick, you can't go wrong with over on a quarterback passing yard, especially that secondary is so bad. So I concur with you on that one. How about some of the games from Sunday, including Tampa Bay, Buccaneers? What's your angle on that one?
Yeah, I'm taking a peek at the Bucs first quarter -2.5. They're going up against the Saints team that is one of the worst teams in football. I mean, they're pretty much 32nd in every statistic that matters right now. The Saints are also 32nd in first quarter scoring. They take a long time to kind of get going. I trust Baker Mayfield and the Bucs to get it done. Minus 2.5. This might steam up to 3. The Bucs should win this first quarter by 3 or more points. And another game that I'm looking at for the first half and just kind of zeroing in on is the Rams as well, minus 5.5 in the first half. Another game where you got a really good team. The Rams are coming off of a disappointing outing, probably a little bit of a revenge spot, a get-back game for the Rams here. I trust them against a Cardinals team that is 1-12 ATS in the first half. Sorry, I'm actually going to take the minus 5.5 in the first half in this game. I trust them to get it done. I trust it to be a blowout against a Cardinals team that has no reason to really play at this point of the season anymore. And then to kind of combine the two, I'm going to actually tease the Bucs down to 2.5 and the Rams minus 1.5. Reason being is the Saints have covered 7 straight games in Tampa Bay, so you don't want to lay a huge number here. But at the same time, they're not going to lose this game to the Saints. They need it for the standings. They need it to make the playoffs. And it's just a good or above average team versus one of the worst teams in the league, as I've mentioned. The Bucs are 6-1 straight up in their last 7 meetings overall against the Saints. That's not surprising with the quarterbacks the Saints have had in their rotation as of late. And we look back at that Los Angeles Rams game. It's a bounce back spot for the Rams. McVay is 6-0 straight up as a road favorite in Arizona through his career. I expect the Rams to get it done here, especially we're looking at minus 2.5 and minus 1.5 for the Bucs and the Rams.
Coming off that disappointing road loss last week. And you know this, being in Arizona too, Nick, the Arizona have never been a good home team. The Arizona Cardinals, for whatever reason, right? They're a better team to bet on the road. Should be points in this game scored too, because Arizona have been moving the ball with Brissett.
Yeah. You know, the Rams also have the number 1 offense by success rate in the whole NFL, and they're going up against an Arizona defense that is 25th in the NFL. So everything that you just mentioned aligns with that. And as you said, it's not even fun to go to Glendale to go to games. You know, I'm coming from the Metrodome as a kid growing up in Minnesota, one of the biggest home field advantages in sports. There's not much of a home field advantage here in Arizona. We saw that playoff game last year between the Vikings and the Rams, where the Rams were the home team, and it felt pretty much as much of a home field advantage for the Rams as it has on any Arizona Sunday. So I agree with everything you just mentioned there. Why trust 2 teams that are literally ready to pack it in and get some draft capital?
Mm-hmm. How about Cincinnati at Buffalo? How are you attacking that one?
Yeah, I'm actually going to take more of a prop angle in this game. I'm going to look at Chase Brown to go over 52.5 rushing yards. The reason for it is the Bills' defense, I personally think, is overrated. I don't think people realize how bad this defense really is. They're 30th in the NFL right now in defensive EPA per play. That's not good. Braun has gone over this in 3 straight games after a slow start to the season. 52.5 is a number that even in a loss with Joe Burrow back, this offense is live again. You got to use the running game a little bit to take the load off of Joe Burrow, get a little play action going, maybe help out this offensive line that is one of the worst in the league for the Bengals. I'm looking at Chase Brown to go over 52.5 rushing yards against a Bills team that I have seen nothing from on the defensive side of the football that gives me any confidence in them to make a Josh Allen run late in January.
You know what? I'm a Bills fan. You know what saves the Bills is at times they have a good pass rush, right? And it can sort of, it masks a lot of their weaknesses. And as you stated, they're horrible against the run, but Bosa's going to be out this week for them,
yep.
Right? And we saw he had a big-time play against the Steelers, caused that fumble for them. You got Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's numbers are crazy, too, like in the month of December, and this is a scary game for the Buffalo Bills, especially now with Bosa being out as well. Should be a track meet, but the odds makers are aware, 53.5.
Yeah, and I guess a question that I've been asking myself as of late is, when's the last time we've seen this much parity in a season between NFL teams? Like, who really is going to win the Super Bowl this year? The Eagles have started to fall apart. We've seen the Chiefs just lost to the Cowboys. They're not that
forget
good.
Super Bowl, man. We don't know who's going to make the playoffs. Like, it's all jumbled. Like, it can changes. It's insane. Like, look at the Texans win this week. The Texans win this week and the Bills lose. Suddenly the Bills are out of the playoffs. Who would have thought the Lions would be fighting for their playoff lives tomorrow night?
Not me. And That's not good for the Cowboys. I would have liked that to be a game that the Lions don't need as much from my Dallas Cowboys. The loser of that game is going to have some serious problems getting into the playoffs.
Hey, you're the hotter team right now. You're actually in a better spot. I think
I'm
than
amazed.
Detroit.
I'm still amazed, guys. Gabe and I talked about this a little bit last night, Nick. The Rams, despite losing, are still an overwhelming favorite odds-wise to win the Super Bowl at plus 480, and the next team is Seattle at plus 850. Almost 2-1 on the Rams, who just lost to Carolina, and yet somehow or another they're the overwhelming favorite. So, well, you talk about just a wide-open year, right?
It's crazy because I don't know if that's more indicative of Carolina being an actual team this year or the Rams having an off week. The Rams had so much momentum going as a team that didn't get a ton of steam going into the season. They had so much going for them. What happened last week definitely took the wind out of their sails a little bit, but it could have been a little bit of a wake-up call. That's what I'm saying. I don't think any of these teams are that much better than the rest of the NFL. Yeah, they probably needed a quick wake-up call the way that the season was going for them. And the Rams have had a little bit of an easy schedule. I'm not going to say that the Rams are unbeatable. I'm a guy that watched Sam Darnold turn into a potato against the Rams in the playoffs last year in person. So for me to give the Seahawks any odds, especially, last week I started to believe in Sam Darnold again. He didn't win that game against the Vikings. Everything else won that game against the Vikings. Darnold played a pretty tough game. You're getting all of these odds with so many teams. You could take 7 or 8 different teams right now with fun odds. I would take a peek at a lot of teams. And if the Bengals win this week, I'd throw a 100-1 flyer, whatever they're coming in at right now.
How about this?
Joe Burrow is back.
Buffalo Bills have won 13 straight. 1 o'clock starts at home. Whoa, Josh Allen doesn't lose on Sunday afternoon.
When LeBron James decides he's retiring, it is coming with trumpets blaring, Adam Silver by his side, and he is going on a state-by-state, coast-to-coast tour so that everyone can acknowledge how great he was and give him a parting gift and thank him for his amazing contributions to the NBA.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Look at Nikola Jokic. He had kind of gotten himself off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but that was partially because of that 50-point game that Aaron Gordon had, or it was the Jamal Murray had a big game. But these last 6 or 7 games, he's been putting up video game stats. His 62.8% from the floor would be the best in, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's stunning to think that, right? And I had the over on the win total or going into the year with the Patriots. It was 8.5. I thought they could win 10 games. They've already won 10 games. And that is a stunning turnaround, to go from worst to first here. And they're not the only team that could do it. The Jaguars could do it too. They are right on that precipice here if they handle their business against the Titans the next couple weeks and, at least split between the Indianapolis Colts those 2 games.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe, thanks to Nick Hammond joining us, as he does from time to time. So let's go back to the board, talk a little NFL with him. I'm assuming Montreal scored because by Montreal, yes, they did. They tied up Winnipeg 2-2. How about that? Because that was plus 2 and change. I always keep the bets on my, when I flip around a little bit. If you keep the bet in your bet slip, you'll see the odds change. And when you see a change, then you realize, okay, something good has happened. So that went from from plus 260 down to pick 'em now with Montreal. Just another example of how these point spreads just go all over the place with one stinking goal. Devils are going to lose 3-0 to New Jersey. Go ahead.
In-game pick here. I'm going to go with Cooper Flagg. He's 16.5 right now. He's already got 8 points at 16.5. I'm surprised it's not higher. And we've already got a win in this game with Klay Thompson. We told you guys Klay Thompson's been smoking hot as of late. He's been taking shots. He's played 12 minutes. He scored 11 points, 4 for 10 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3. So Klay has already won that prop. We talked about liking Cooper Flagg over 17.5. And I see now, I'm like, oh, man, he's already got 8 points here, huh? So I thought it would be like 19.5, maybe 20.5 per se right now. But no, it's 16.5, and there's still like 5 minutes left in the second half, guys. No reason why Cooper Flagg, and it's a high-scoring game too, right? It is a high-scoring game. Dallas have come back and taken a lead in this game, but I like the Cooper Flagg in-game over 16.5, guys.
Yeah. You got 5.5 minutes left to go, Gabe, and they're approaching 100 points. The over-under now is 243.5. That's why I said the opening, pick-off, who wants to go over 238.5, right? Especially with a team like Dallas that is third worst in scoring. But this Miami Heat team, I don't know what, for Spoelstra for 15, 20 years, he's not a walk-the-ball-up the court guy, but, they won to win games in the 90s and in low hundreds. And this year, I don't know if he just said, you know what, my team stinks, so let's just run and gun and have some fun. And then scored 130 points a game.
You can't win playing 90s basketball in the modern NBA.
Yeah, you just can't.
Also, players don't want to play for them.
Right.
Like you've noticed over the last couple of years, superstar players don't want to play for the Miami Heat. Right? That whole Heat culture, you don't want to score? You want to score 17 points a game, and, you live in Miami, but you don't play an exciting style of basketball. You don't put up big numbers. So they've loosened that up. Right? They've before they get mad if you shoot. Now basically people have a green light to shoot, and it's working. They're winning, right? They're better off playing this way, Scott. Like you said, right? Like they don't have as much talent as some teams, right? So they can't just half court and slow it down. So they figured, let's just pick up the tempo, and it's been working for them.
Yeah. So great. It's great for props. That is for sure. Even if you don't want to play the over-under, that's the other way you attack it, folks. The numbers.
Like, look at Pat Riley, Scott. Like, look at Pat Riley. Like, honestly, but a complete legend and an icon, yet people have kind of mocked him, like, as of late. You know what I mean? Right. Like, the last couple of years, Heat fans are like, this guy's got to go away. Like, he's so out of touch with, like, He's like very, very old school. Him and Alonzo Mourning, bro. Them sitting there. They sit there together watching the games with an ugly scowl on their face all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to play for that? Yeah, it's cool in Miami, but it's not a fun environment. You know what I mean? Like the team, the way that they played the last couple of years. So I think they've just made it funner, and they want players to sign and sort of show, listen, we're not an antiquated stuff. I think Spoelstra's loosened up, too. Got divorced, won a bunch of times already. You know what I mean? I think he's in screw-up mode now.
Yeah.
He's going to coach the U.S. Olympic team. Yeah, his house burnt down. He got divorced. His team isn't great anymore.
Yeah, I really think he's worried about it.
I got bigger. Magic. Yeah, he's probably clued in. I'm never going to get Tyler Hero to play defense, so that's whatever, dude. Yeah. I'm not going to fight it,
Let's just keep my job. So, Denver was a pretty good play. Who'd they lose to the other day at home? We were talking about it was last night. Dallas, yeah. It's a pathetic team, right? So
11.5-point favorites.
Yeah. You had to figure they were going to bounce back tonight. They were 8.5-point road favorites at Indiana, but they're getting the job done. They're up, 15 right now.
Pacers are terrible this year.
Yeah. They won 2 out of their last 3. I thought they were turning things around just a little bit, and maybe they are, but man, you're 4 wins. Yeah, 4-19, 4-18. They're just awful.
It's a disaster. Awful. Yeah, they lose by big margins often too. But Denver, one of these teams, they're kind of. We've talked about it. They have a lot of weird losses at home. Denver.
Yep.
Like almost if it sounds crazy and you don't want to do it, but like if you bet against Denver every time they played a really bad team. On the money line, you'll make money over the course of a month type thing.
Yeah.
They stumble.
We're coming up. Sam Stewart coming up.
When LeBron James decides he's retiring, it is coming with trumpets blaring, Adam Silver by his side, and he is going on a state-by-state, coast-to-coast tour so that everyone can acknowledge how great he was and give him a parting gift and thank him for his amazing contributions to the NBA.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Look at Nikola Jokic. He had kind of gotten himself off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but that was partially because of that 50-point game that Aaron Gordon had, or it was the Jamal Murray had a big game. But these last 6 or 7 games, he's been putting up video game stats. His 62.8% from the floor would be the best in, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's stunning to think that, right? And I had the over on the win total, or going into the year with the Patriots, was 8.5. I thought they could win 10 games. They've already won 10 games. And that is a stunning turnaround, to go from worst to first here. And they're not the only team that could do it. The Jaguars could do it too. They are right on that precipice here if they handle their business against the Titans the next couple weeks and, at least split between the Indianapolis Colts those 2 games.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circus Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid. Midway through hour number 2, we got just about everything, including some golf this weekend. So let's bring in our good buddy Cam Stewart, Sports Grid host you're seeing here all the time here on the Grid. What's going on, Cam? How are you tonight, bud?
Doing pretty good, guys. Yeah, golf never stops. I thought they'd take a week off, but oh no, it's the old hero challenge from Albany, Bahamas. Albany, Bahamas. That's what we got this week, and it's a 20-man field. So basically just an excuse to make
They
more
should
money.
put it in Albany, New York. See how many people show up. See if Scheffler and Morikawa show up in Albany, New York instead.
Put them in parkas, Gabe. Maybe let's see how
If I was a
Scheffler does.
politician, I'd be like, this is very un-American. How come this isn't in Albany, New York? Like, you know what I mean?
It's unbelievable. Like these guys just no week off, guys. No, nothing. No. Scotty Scheffler too. Gabe and I talked about it on a podcast. The guy's plus 140. He's won back-to-back years. And Gabe, you're even saying that Brady Cannon likes him at plus 140. The thing is, I get it. It's a 20-man golf tournament. I don't know what the hell Scheffler's doing with his off time. Probably working on his game. That's what he does. He's just a winner, right? But that price, not even 2-1, 3-1 guys. That's, is he probably going to win? Probably.
It's parlay material, though. There's 2 ways of looking at it, right?
Right.
This is always a debate. Sports bettors, Scott, you're like, hey, you're getting a plus 140, plus 150 sort of parlay piece. You take Scheffler, you bump it with an NFL or a college football game, and suddenly you got yourself a 4 or 5 to 1. Golf fans, though, or golf bettors are always obsessed with odds.
Greedy.
Well, I can't take him because he's plus 140, plus 150. He's won the last 2 years, Scott, this tournament.
I'd rather
so he
have
likes
him,
the tournament.
He does.
Yeah,
He's
I'd
the
rather
host.
have him at plus 140 in really at the 19 field. We're going to consider it's him and
They only got to
19
beat
others.
19 other guys.
Yeah, versus him at plus 250 like we've seen with 150 guys in a tournament.
No, it's
I'll
actually a
take
great
the less
point by both of
people,
you guys.
right?
Like, yeah, no, you're right. And it's only 20. And some of these other events, maybe, they only have like 40 or 50 in the shorter field events. This one's even the shortest at 20. I'm saying we don't know what he's doing, but excellent point,
Right.
Gabe. Like if you want to take Scheffler and parlay him, you want a little bit more because we don't know exactly what he's up to or whatever, but they're all probably just, working on little things in their game, and he's so much better than everybody else. Take a look at the odds from him till the next guy.
But you
You're
could
looking at
take
14 to
you
1.
could take the parlay and then sprinkle on a couple other guys because there's such a big drop off. I mean, it goes from I see Scheffler plus 155, then it goes to McIntyre 12 to 1, Cameron Young 13 to 1, JJ Spawn 15 to 1, Hideki 17, Keegan Bradley, 17. Sam Burns, 17. Rye, 22. Justin Rose, 22. So, hell, you're getting some great golfers at big odds. Alex Noren, 24-1.
Yep.
Brian Harmon's 35-1. So there's value on all these guys, Scott.
How'd they come up with a field of 20 people, Cam?
Literally, it's not ranking or anything. It's who he wants to play and who has an invitation.
It's a Tiger Woods invite.
To do with anything. Yeah, Tiger Woods
Okay.
invite. That's the thing. Basically, Scheffler has become
Well,
like
if
the
you're
host.
a sponsor,
Tiger's
Cam.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods is buddy sponsors. Like, you know what I mean? If you're in the little pack of family there.
Well, take a look who's not there, right? He's part of the, he's very tight with Justin Thomas, not there. Schauffele played in the Skins game. That was just recently. So those guys would be there. But if you look at it, you're looking at some guys. Usually more of the field are very, very good, though. They're some of the top European players. McIntyre's won multiple times on the PGA Tour. Harmon is, he's a major champion. Rye just won a couple weeks ago, So most of the guys are good, but you're missing a couple of the top guys. So Scheffler, to your guy's point, like at plus 140, 155, definitely parlay material.
Here's a bet boost. Scotty Scheffler to win by 4 strokes or more, plus 375.
See what he is, too, Gabe? For the first round lead and to go wire to wire is only like 4-1. And I would actually prefer the bet that you just said. If he's going to win by, probably win by margin, that's a better number. Like, is he going to be the first round leader and win? The odds of that are very, very slim, and you're not getting anything for it. And Scheffler's one of those guys, usually not leading, but among the top. Yeah. Not a totally slow starter, Scott, but
he
a guy
paces
that's kind of
himself.
like, yes, he is. He's like a distance horse. He'll sit like 4th or 5th, just lick his chops.
He's like a marathon runner. He sort of comes out for the first couple of holes and just jogs along, and like, you know what I mean? He's like, he paces himself.
Scotty Scheffler, the Kenyan. Yeah.
No McElroy. Is it something between him and Tiger that we don't know about?
No, Tiger and Rory are
McElroy.
business in there. Like, they love each other.
Yeah, they own the TGL together. Like, they're buddies.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. So
McElroy was playing in where were they last week, Cam? We talked about it. He was in Dubai.
Dubai or something.
It was the BMW Classic in Dubai. He can't be everywhere. Rory picks his spots. Like, he's that big of a star now where they map it out. I'll play this. I won't play that. I'll take 2 weeks off after I go to Dubai. Like, he just played Dubai. But that indoor golf stuff is great, Scott. We made a killing on it last year betting on it. It's more entertaining than the PGA is. They in the simulator, so they hit it into the simulator with the drives, but they got the green and they do the chipping in the arena and stuff. It's really cool. And now it'll be year 2, so they're going to tweak it a bit. It'll be faster and it's great to bet on, and it's entertaining. And that starts pretty soon, Cam. That starts in January type of stuff.
Yes,
it's around the corner.
They're actually finally going to take some time off, and then the things get Gabe's right. They start the TGL again in a few weeks, and then they start the PGA Tour season, the new season. Which
Tiger's not playing though this time because he played last year, but his back is still like whatever. He's not. He can't play still.
I hate to tell people, Tiger's in he's hurt. Like, he's one of those
he's
things.
The oldest 50-year-old man I've ever seen.
No, he's bionic man, guys. Like, he's got steel here and this and that. Like, people think it's easy. Like, good golfers, like, ask
people got to
Couples.
give up on him playing and stop badgering him. So when you coming back, he's 50. Like, you're like asking a retired boxer, when you boxing again?
Exactly.
Let him go.
I agree.
He needs to let it go too, though. Like, he needs to let it go too.
But guys, he's kind of fallen out of the limelight. I've mentioned this to Brady a couple times. Like, Alex Rodriguez, well, I'll just give he's all over the freaking place, right? Big Papi's all over the place. You don't see Tiger in these broadcasts. You don't see him at press conferences.
He likes it, though. You know what?
The other day.
He was on the Mike Douglas show when he was like 2 years old. Earl crazy glued a golf club to his hand when he was a baby.
crazy glued a golf club to his hand.
I don't think Tiger's going through that. Like, I missed the limelight and I missed the fame. I think I saw him, like, he was pretty honest. I saw him. He misses playing. Like, they said, look, what can you compete? And he goes, forget about competing. He goes, I just want to play golf. And I said, what tournaments? And he goes, I don't know. He goes, I can't play right now. But he goes, ideally, I'm going to be healthy enough to play, and I'll map out which tournaments I think I can get through, and I'll play in. I think the senior tour is more of a thing, but he's not even healthy enough to beat those senior guys. Like, Ernie Els and those guys will murder him now.
Ernie Els, and look at Bernard Langer, Ernie Els, all these guys. Like, they're
in shape still.
They're healthier.
Like, they're not broken down. Tiger's broken down.
Exactly. Tiger's going to
And
play
I can't
the
help but
PGL.
think that, like, sort of like that the roids, but like, I'm just saying, like, it's not normal that he's this broken down for a golfer. Oh, he had a violent swing. Yeah, he had a violent swing, but what else?
A lot of guys have violent
creatine, a lot of protein shakes, Cam,
Yes.
for Tiger.
Tiger Woods.
What were
Yes.
those? A lot of protein shakes.
Well, see, I mean, he doesn't have to go through airports. He's got private jets, but the metal detector, it goes off. Tiger
The guy's
Woods
more
is the
broken
bionic
down than
man.
Brett Favre is. Like,
Big time,
you're a
big
golfer.
time.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, my back, my knee, my elbow. It's like, well, why are you breaking down this much?
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing, though, guys. If you're going to look for a long shot, Spawn's your guy. He's a major champion guy, and he's also a top 5 machine. Spawn is the type of guy to come in this tournament at 17-1. We talk about a little value, and golf gamblers are greedy. He's the guy. And Aaron Rye actually, in a 1-1 with Rory McIlroy a few weeks ago, beat him. So he's in good form and playing golf. So I'll take him at 22-1, guys. I got Mark Leishman in the Australian Open at 20. He's T5 right now. But hockey tonight, Utah Mammoth. These guys are on a 5-game losing streak. I'm going to take them minus 105. Clayton Keller, Gabe, we talked about it on the podcast. He's on fire despite the death of his father. He's been playing really good hockey and getting shots, over 2.5 shots on goal for Keller. And I like the San Jose Sharks as a dog tonight. Small play. These guys, Washington's red hot going in there. I think the Sharks can trip them up coming off a big win over the Mammoth. They're playing good hockey right now, guys. So those are the 3 hockey picks. Mammoth, Sharks, and Clayton Keller over 2.5 shots on goal.
Surprised you like the Mammoth over the Ducks. Is that more of an anti-Duck thing or pro-Utah?
No.
They've lost 4 straight.
I know. That's what happened with the Islanders. They lost 3 straight and at home, and then they took care of business against the Lightning. It's kind of like jumping on the team, Scott. I think this is where the Mammoth shake the losing streak.
Dan Stewart, great job as always, Cam. Appreciate it.
When LeBron James decides he's retiring, it is coming with trumpets blaring, Adam Silver by his side, and he is going on a state-by-state, coast-to-coast tour so that everyone can acknowledge how great he was and give him a parting gift and thank him for his amazing contributions to the NBA.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Look at Nikola Jokic. He had kind of gotten himself off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but that was partially because of that 50-point game that Aaron Gordon had, or it was the Jamal Murray had a big game. But these last 6 or 7 games, he's been putting up video game stats. His 62.8% from the floor would be the best in, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's stunning to think that, right? And I had the over on the win total, or going into the year with the Patriots, was 8.5. I thought they could win 10 games. They've already won 10 games. And that is a stunning turnaround, to go from worst to first here. And they're not the only team that could do it. The Jaguars could do it too. They are right on that precipice here if they handle their business against the Titans the next couple weeks and, at least split between the Indianapolis Colts those 2 games.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circa Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, thanks again. Cam Stewart, SportsGrid host, to see it here all the time here on the grid. So we got 2 games in progress. Devils ended up losing to the Dallas Stars as what's that third straight loss for New Jersey, which kind of out of the being shut out no less too. Kind of out of the blue for New Jersey. Played decent hockey, but not tonight. Flyers over Sabres and Canadians and Winnipeg Jets. We got the Jets and Canadians tied at 2, so we're looking pretty good with that +2 and change that we grabbed about 15, 20 minutes ago, and we got Mammoth and Ducks. I don't listen. You disagree on things, game all the time, and that's gambling. But I don't see Mammoth tonight. I just maybe they do. But you want to give me the Ducks, who are in first place, playing great hockey against a team, Utah, that's 2-8 their last 10. They lost 8 straight road games. Anaheim is 8-2 their last 10 at home. They're 4-2 against Utah, including 4-1 at home. It all points to Anaheim, but sometimes you go contrarian. But I'm not going to tonight on that one.
It does point to Anaheim tonight. The fact that they're pick 'em again. We just talked about it last night. The two teams, the Sharks and the Ducks, the odds makers don't respect at all, and we see it on a nightly basis. You can make the argument that that Utah are due for a win, but they've been really struggling. Like you said, 8 of their last 10, but they're, like I said, their best player's father unexpectedly died. They've been on the road. They've been losing these games. The only thing I was going to say is this road trip just goes on and on for them, so it doesn't stop. Right? They were in St. Louis. They were in Dallas, so it started in Dallas. So they were in Dallas on Friday night. Then they played Saturday night in St. Louis. They played Monday night in San Jose. Now they're playing again, Scott. This is their third game in 4 nights. You know what I mean? Fourth game in 5 nights. It's literally fourth game in 5 nights now. It's starting to add up. You were in California, on Monday, so you had a little day off here. And then you're right back at it. You're in Anaheim tonight. Then you go to Vancouver on Friday, Calgary on Saturday. And then you're back home next Monday only against the LA Kings. So I don't know, Scott. Man. You're on a 4-game losing streak. The wheels are falling off. Your best player's father just died. This could just be one of these disastrous road trips. Can they fight their way out of this tonight? The Ducks aren't an easy team to we're just going to flick the switch. The Ducks are a bunch of young kids that are flying around everywhere on you. I'm taking the Ducks tonight at -110.
Boy, they're playing Dallas, St. Louis, San Jose, Anaheim, Vancouver, Calgary. So they're playing 6 games in 8 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 9. They're playing 6 games in 9 days. All road trips.
And not on the East Coast where it's all right, we're in Boston and Washington and Philadelphia.
Boston, Washington.
Where it's we're taking a bus.
Yeah.
These guys are flying around everywhere. Right? They're in Texas. Then they're in Missouri. Then they're in the Bay Area.
California.
Now they're in Anaheim. A couple of days from now, they're going to be in Canada. They're going to be in Vancouver, which is on the coast. But then they're going to be in the middle of nowhere in Calgary on Saturday the next day. Dude, that's a fade right now, Scott. We got to circle that one. How the hell are the Mammoths going to do against the Flames on Saturday night after this week and playing Friday in Vancouver?
Yeah. That's the bailout
it'll be the last
special,
game. Just want to get out of here. It's over. We're playing at home on Monday. Yeah, we'll go home and watch the NFL games on Sunday.
Yeah. Wow. Who did they?
A hell of a road trip, huh?
Office, right? That is something. There's something going on in Utah at the arena, maybe.
It's the Olympics. It's the Olympics because they're shutting the league down for a couple of weeks. They have a condensed schedule.
Do this for teams, right?
Yeah, they didn't start earlier. They just should have started the season earlier, but they didn't. They started the season at the same time and they're ending at the same time, even though they're shutting down for a couple of weeks. So it's ridiculous.
That's a big difference, Gabe, it being in the East versus the West. Eastern Conference. I don't know players talk about this. I'm sure they do. You can go Islanders, Devils, Rangers, Philadelphia, and you're 2 hours apart between all 4 of those teams. And then you got Boston another hour or so north, and then you got Washington another hour or so. You got 6 teams separated by 2-3 hours. That versus going from Utah to Colorado to Anaheim to Calgary. I mean, you don't have that little triumphant that you have in the Eastern. That's
how about this for the difference, Scott? It's a massive difference. I know being, following the Canucks. So how about this? The New York Islanders traveled 28,000 miles last year. 28,000 miles. The Toronto Maple Leafs traveled 32,000 miles. The Buffalo Sabres, 32. Detroit, 33. New Jersey, 34. The Edmonton Oilers traveled 54,000 miles.
Oh, wow. Almost
54,000 miles.
Almost double.
That's a lot of effing airtime, guys. Like that, you spend more air. If you're on the Edmonton Oilers, you spend more time in the air than like a pilot for Delta. Like you're always in the air. 54,000 miles. Wow. San Jose Sharks, 50,000 miles. Vancouver, 48,000 miles. Colorado, 47,000 miles. Vegas, 46,000 miles. LA Kings, 43,000 miles. There's no disputing it that it's an advantage for players, for teams to play in the East. Less wear and tear, too. You're not on, you know what I mean? These quick road trips and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're literally taking a bus from the Islanders to the Rangers to the Devils and probably down to Philadelphia as well. You might take a plane up to Boston. You might take a plane to Washington. But how many less times going to the airport? And I get it. They're not going Southwest Airlines. I get all that stuff. But it's still a pain in the ass. Who the hell wants to go to the airport? Whereas, and literally with the New Jersey swing, when you get that New Jersey Ranger Islander swing, you could stay in one hotel and not have to even move.
Exactly.
It's so close. So, yeah, it's a big advantage. I would never want to play in the West. That's just like, who needs that?
54,000 miles.
Wow. That's nuts. That is really.
It's a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah.
I used to live right across the street from a 5-star from a JW Marriott where NHL teams would stay. So on my balcony, I would see the teams arrive at different times and stuff. And it's not fun. Like, these dudes would roll in the middle of the winter on a cold night and stuff at like 3:30 in the morning and stuff. And they're playing the next night, and it keeps on going.
When LeBron James decides he's retiring, it is coming with trumpets blaring, Adam Silver by his side, and he is going on a state-by-state, coast-to-coast tour so that everyone can acknowledge how great he was and give him a parting gift and thank him for his amazing contributions to the NBA.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Look at Nikola Jokic. He had kind of gotten himself off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but that was partially because of that 50-point game that Aaron Gordon had, or it was the Jamal Murray had a big game. But these last 6 or 7 games, he's been putting up video game stats. His 62.8% from the floor would be the best in, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Pro Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
It's stunning to think that, right? And I had the over on the win total, or going into the year with the Patriots, was 8.5. I thought they could win 10 games. They've already won 10 games. And that is a stunning turnaround, to go from worst to first here. And they're not the only team that could do it. The Jaguars could do it too. They are right on that precipice here if they handle their business against the Titans the next couple weeks and, at least split between the Indianapolis Colts those 2 games.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land. Focusing on all 3 Circa Sports contests and the Westgate Superbook Super Contest, we handicap the games and release our contest picks every week of the season. Featuring Super Contest champions Brady Cannon, James Salinas, and former NFL player Mike Pritchard, all team will have you prepared this season like none other. Check us out every weekend right here on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid, closing up shop. One last check of the scoreboard, see if we can give you a few more winners before we let you go. I'm going to stay away, even though it's got a quintessential, like this is the play, but that line had written all over it. And so Brooklyn leads the Bulls 83-75 starting the fourth quarter. You can get the Bulls plus 2.5, but you know what? That line was
the Bulls are shaky
for some reason. Yeah, they're
a
not
shaky
playing well.
favorite. They're a flaky favorite. Like the Bulls are better in these weird pick'em spots, or
right,
on the road against a bad team where they're at 1 point. Yeah, they're tough to trust, and the Nets are kind of weirdly scrappy. And Giddey's taken. I took Giddey over 1.5 3-point shots. He was 0 for 2 in the first half. Has Giddey hit one yet? Let's see. Still 0 for 2. Man, he's just not shooting threes. He's 8 for 12 too from the field. It's very frustrating. He's not shooting threes. He's got 24 points. But yeah, Nets up by 8 after the third quarter.
Told you, Tyler Hero, right? We had to pay a little premium. They bumped it up a couple points. He's got 20 points. Over under now is 31.5, and they've just started the third quarter. So barring something crazy, Hero's going to hit that. They're actually down.
They're getting lit up.
Yeah, they're getting lit up.
Dallas are up. We were on the Dallas Mavericks as well. Dallas plus 4.5. We told you the Mavericks are playing their best basketball of the year right now. Like they're just, when they're healthy, they're a good team. They haven't been healthy. Sort of like the Dallas Cowboys. Right, if everybody's on the court for the Dallas Mavericks, they're a load. If they had Kyrie Irving too, they'd be a freaking load to deal with right now. But he's out still right now.
I had their team total over this year. It was right around 500 or so, and I kind of bought into them a little bit, but probably won't hit it. But you don't have to convince me.
There's still time.
They're a decent team.
Still time for them to go on a run. Right, it's still earlier in the season, but they dug themselves a hole. They're coming in tonight 7-15. We've already played 20. Feels like the NBA season just started to me. Doesn't feel like, really, hey, we're a quarter way through the NBA season already. Yeah. For the record, Cooper Flagg stuck at 10 points right now. Let's see, is he stuck at 10? He had a quick early. We hit the Klay Thompson. What's Klay up to? Clay's, what's funny? Still at 11. I won by half a point, and he hasn't scored since. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And this is not like the NFL where you can lose a yard. You can't take a point. I wouldn't think, right?
This happens a lot, though, where guys score early and they just don't score again after. So I'm lucky I got it. I'm lucky I got that by half a point.
Yeah. College hoops, good start for Auburn. I'm seeing 28-21 on my TV set, which is always a minute behind. So let's double check and see. Texas is losing by 15 to Virginia at home. I like Texas too. I figure getting them almost at pick.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that.
Yeah,
we do have. We got UCLA and Washington coming up. I know it hasn't been the start to the season. People are a little panicked a little early as far as UCLA is concerned, but there's big expectations for them. They're under a lot of pressure because their football team has struggled, and they put money into the basketball team. I mean, hell, the Dent kid's making like $4 million or something. They're a point guard. But with that being stated, Scott, they've absolutely owned the Washington Huskies. This is a pretty good Husky team this year, too. The Huskies are normally just sort of average. They're good offensively and stuff, but they're not normally that, they're okay. But UCLA are a lot better than Washington are. And UCLA have not been faced, Scott, by going into Seattle and beating them. They've beaten them 9 of the last 10 times that they played. Right? So it's not like UCLA I'm telling you, it's different than like a Big Ten trip. They're used to these. It's like a Pac-12 game to them, right? They went, look at USC, Oregon, the same thing. The other night, USC won. It's not like a big-time road trip. It doesn't get in their heads like when they're traveling to Seattle from L.A. and stuff in the same way. Give me the UCLA Bruins to win. The game's basically a pick-em. I think UCLA win tonight.
All right. That's one of my late-night picks, the under 142.5. UCLA 6-3 under last 9. The series is 5-1 under as well, which is the key to me, even though Washington's a bit of an over team. This game just started. Another one of my automatic over plays, Oregon State against Vermont, believe it or not. Vermont's actually a 6-1 over team. Oregon State on a nice little 4-1 over, getting a little bit of a discount right now. It's like 142, 143 or so to start the game. It's at 140.5, 26-10 midway through the first half. Oregon State and Vermont, the Catamounts of Vermont there.
Yeah, that one surprised me. I followed the Catamounts. They're good, but I was surprised about the number there. Like that they're getting that much respect going on the road to the Pacific Northwest. Like that.
Yeah.
We posted a pic earlier with the PWHL, the Women's League, and Vancouver played tonight in Boston, and I didn't understand the number why Boston were underdogs. Boston win the game 2-0, but the Seattle Torrent looking for their first win, playing at home tonight. Take the Seattle Torrent.
There you go.